There we go. Okay, everybody, this is Marcel Petit, the Sports Inquirer, and we're joined by Brett Surrency from Georgia State Men's Soccer. The team will have 9 days off between matches. That's a long layoff in the middle of a season. How have you handled this break and getting them back into the flow of competition?
Yeah, a little balanced. There were some guys that really needed to take a break, I think mentally and physically. So we just really tried to identify what each individual guy or groups of guys needed and tried to attack that, so to speak. So guys that needed a little bit of extra work, we gave it to them. And then the guys that maybe needed some lighter stuff or some treatment or just a little bit of time away, then we tried to do that as well too. So the goal was to do whatever we needed to do and use the break to our advantage. And we'll see if that works come Thursday against Bowling Green.
Was that intentional to give them time off, or is that just the way the schedule's set up with the conference?
A little bit of both. The conference schedule for the MAC is a little bit different with 2 games in 3 days. So that is certainly a challenge that I personally, as a coach, haven't dealt with in quite some time. We did that early on in the CAA with Friday, Sunday games. So some of that was by design, and some of that maybe is the way the schedule fell as well too. But again, we tried to use it as best we could for the individual needs of the players and the team collectively.
Well, you got a 2-1 win over Wofford on September 25th. Ethan Sassin scored a goal with 89 seconds left in the contest to secure that victory. How big was that for the team to get that win, especially coming back and getting that result?
It was good, and I think you hit it on the head. We came back, we were down 1-0, and probably a goal we were disappointed to concede. But we challenged the guys at halftime. I believe it was level at halftime, and it was a good game. It was a really back and forth affair, and I think to be able to win a game like that is certainly a confidence booster. And we took that into the UAB game as well, I believe.
Yeah, and you're able to go on the road 2 days later and beat Alabama-Birmingham 3-1. It was a 500th win in program history. What does that mean for you guys and being a part of that result and just having that landmark in the Georgia State program? Because that'll always be in the group that you guys are in. You say we got the 500th win in program history.
Yeah, no, it's not something that I was aware of, to be honest with you, until the day before, where our SID Mike Holmes told me. I was hoping he wasn't jinxing me by telling me, but yeah, he passed it along, and I didn't mention it to the guys until after the game. But yeah, it's a big benchmark number, so I think there's some pretty cool things that come with that. So you're exactly right. We were able to be a part of that, the 2021 team. So that's definitely something that we can kind of always hold on to, even as our time at Georgia State is done.
Yeah, and also it was your 4th straight win this year, but you improved to 5-1 on the road, and those 5 wins are tied for the most in the nation as we record this interview. What does that say about the team doing well on the road, especially when you're going to make these long road trips into the Midwest with this new conference schedule? But what does that say about the team, just where they are in these road contests?
Yeah, I think it's important. I mean, you talk about our road conference games; they're all against top 25 teams as we stand here today and in the league. So, I think it's important for us to, be as comfortable as you can, I guess, on the road. And there'll be some different challenges presented with the conference games for a variety of different reasons. But it certainly is a good start. It's just important now that when it really matters, which is what league play is, that we continue that and put our best foot forward and hopefully be able to grind out some results.
Yeah, in the UAB contest, you led 1-0, you gave up a penalty kick to make it 1-1 into halftime, but you were able to get 2 goals around the 75th minute by George Proctor and Salar Fire to take control of the contest. What about that as well? Once again, the team overcame a deficit, was able to or overcome a tie, rebound, and get a victory.
Yeah, I thought we started really well actually in the game, and then maybe because we got an earlier goal, we took our foot off the gas a bit and hit a lull, and unfortunately conceded I think our fifth penalty kick of the year, and then it was a game, and credit to UAB for that. So, we challenged the guys at halftime, to come out and to fight and to battle, and the guys responded, and we were able to score 2 goals in pretty quick succession, and um, I think the feeling that you want going into conference is one of positivity and confidence, and but in the same breath, I think trying to overcome some things is important too. And you look at, the Wofford game where we had a deficit, in the UAB game where, we had to battle back after hitting a bit of a lull, if you will. I think we're all important factors, and hopefully they'll serve us well as we move into the games this week.
And now you're in MAC play for the first time in school history. No, I think if my research or more recent history, I don't know about the past, but I'm pretty sure it's the first time in this version of the MAC.
There you go.
Yeah, you face nationally ranked Bowling Green on October 7th, and then Akron on October 9th, a team that is right in the rankings well, or just close to it. One, how do you handle this new conference? You haven't faced these teams as far as in conference play before. The scouting's very different. How has that been for you, just preparing for these contests?
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. I think you get a little bit acclimated to when you play in a league for a number of years, and if there's consistency with respect to coaches and programs, you get a pretty good idea of what you're to expect in these league games, and that's just not the case for us this year. We've not played Bowling Green since I've been here, and the same thing with Akron. So, it's newness all around, so to speak. But I think that comes with a level of excitement as well too. There's no monotony, if you will. Everything is new and exciting, and as you mentioned, Bowling Green will come in nationally ranked, and I would guess this week's polls, which come out here pretty soon, Akron will be too. So, if you're looking at competitors, which we like to pride ourselves on being, those are the games that you really get up for. And, I know there's some really good atmospheres at those places as well too. So, I don't necessarily look at the newness, so to speak, of the league or those teams as a negative, but it will be something that we'll have to figure out quickly. And it's exciting. We're anxious for it and ready to get going.
What about the logistics of it? You're used to traveling, at least since we've spoken over the past few years, bus trips in the Southeast mostly. What about now, going to Ohio and just making these trips? Do you leave today and spend a day in Ohio? We're speaking. This interview is on the October 5th, and that Bowling Green match is on October 7th. Do you leave a little bit earlier than expected? Do you fly instead of drive? How are you handling these longer distance road trips?
We'll fly out tomorrow morning, so we'll get up there in plenty of time, and we'll have a training session at Bowling Green, and it'll be a little bit different for, I think, this group of players. I think for us, from a staff perspective, we've had minimal flights over the few years in conference, but there was a time when we were in the CAA where we just flew to everything. So it happens, and again, I think some of that as well will be exciting too, with respect to getting on a plane and going places. It's not something that we've done as much of in the Sun Belt. And we're fortunate to be in Atlanta, it's where we can get to places without crazy travel and connections and things of the like. So, it's just another thing. I don't look at it as a negative by any means. I think our proximity as from the university to the Atlanta airport, and then again, just the convenience of getting around the world, really. We're pretty fortunate in that respect, but it is what it is. So we just got to find ways to cope with it and move forward.
And just what about scouting report on Bowling Green? As you mentioned, they're nationally ranked. They'll be in the top 20 or around that range by the time this comes out, and with the polls. But what about them so far this year? They've gone off to a very good start, like you have.
Yeah, very talented, super athletic, super fit, very, very physical. Have a unique style of play as well too. So, we'll have to play very well, to be able to get up there and get some points, and a ton of respect for how they go about things, and it'll be fun, and what we tell our guys is when two good teams play, and we consider ourselves that, it usually comes down to the small details, and I suspect that'll be the case on Thursday as well.
Well, Brett, thank you for your time. We greatly appreciate it, and safe travels to Bowling Green.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Have a good day.